Welcome to the Christian Readers community. I'm your host for today. My name is Faith. Just want to say thank you to everyone who is listening to us right now. Almost everyone, almost all, or let me say all of us, we are familiar with the biblical account of Sarah, the wife of Abraham. But today, I have a Sarah in the studio, but she's not the wife of Abraham. She is Sarah Hamaker. Welcome to the show, Sarah Hamaker. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Faith. No, I'm actually a man named Christian, which is fun, but not Abraham.
Oh. Yes, anytime I hear the name Sarah, all I could think of is Abraham.
Yeah, no, I am glad I'm not married to Abraham and having children in my old age. So,
yeah, right. All right, you're welcome once again. Like I said, I'm really excited to have you here. So, for those who may not know, Sarah Hamaker is an author. She's a writer's coach, and she's a mom, a wife, and she's also a member of the ACFW, that's the American Christian Writers. Am I correct?
American Christian Writers, yeah.
Okay, so like I told you earlier, I am in Nigeria. How was Thanksgiving?
It was great. I love this one. It's my favorite holiday. It really is, because it gives us an opportunity to get together with family, with friends, and just to celebrate all we're grateful for. And as Christians, of course, a lot of that, all of that, not a lot, all of that is because of God's goodness to us. It's a wonderful, for Americans, I think it's the one time when almost everybody, no matter if they are Christians or not, think about being grateful. But I think for Christians, it's a wonderful opportunity to really show what we're grateful for, to reflect on it in a kind of, in a setting that maybe includes non-Christians as well as Christians. It's a really great way to kind of have our faith on display.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's amazing. I wish we had something like that over here, but no problems. We as Christians, we still, try and do, have our celebration, and we try to invite those who are also not Christians among us. But that's nice. And, last Sunday was Cyber Monday, right? I was speaking to a friend of mine who lives in Florida, and he was telling me that, soon after Thanksgiving, people start shopping for Christmas. People are started preparing for Christmas. Is that information correct?
Yeah. So they have there's something in America. Thanksgiving is on a Thursday. And they have something called Black Friday, where a lot of retailers, stores and stuff have a lot of sales trying to get people. My family we don't really do a lot of shopping on the day after Thanksgiving. I prefer to kind of do that on other days. But it is something. It can get a little crazy because some people get really excited about it, but we're not huge shoppers in my family anyway, so
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because why I'm asking is because as early as September, I started checking some Facebook groups I belong, and I started seeing people posting about their Christmas books. Mm-hmm. Books they want to read during Christmas. And I was like, wow, we're still a couple months away and people are already, getting books for Christmas. And that leads us to what we want to talk about, Sarah. I read your book, Christmas Cold Case. Ah. Yes. And I was like, oh, I'm going to invite this author to come talk about her book because people are already looking for Christmas books to read. So I'm going to let them, going to get you here, and I'm so happy that I got you. I'm so happy you came. So you're one of 10 authors that wrote the Holiday Menace collection, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
this time last year, I thought I want to write a Christmas novella because I love Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, but I really Christmas season too. And a lot of people like you said, like to read books about Christmas. And there's not that Christmas Christian romantic suspense books or even novellas. And novellas are shorter, little bit shorter books. So I thought what fun it would be to put together a collection with 9 of my other romantic suspense author friends and make it available to people. So that's what we did. I thought it came together really well. All the stories are great, and it was a lot of fun to do.
Yes. All the stories were great. I agree with you because I read those books and I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh, like it just gave me this moment. It was very suspenseful, very, very suspenseful. And I really want to thank you and the other authors for doing something like this because I was so happy I read this book. It gave me that feeling of Christmas, this feeling of love, hope, and just name it, everything positive you could expect from Christmas, even though, you had to, you and the other 9 authors, you had to plunge your characters into dangerous situations.
Yeah. Yes, that's what we do. That's what we do. But I'm glad that you mentioned the hope and the love in these books, because I know in talking to my fellow authors, that was one thing we really wanted to get across, because the Christmas season is such a season of hope. Reflect on, the whole reason we have it is because God sent his son as a baby to the world. And when we can infuse that hope, that feeling of hope in our books, especially books about Christmas, I think it just, can really encourage and can just draw us to who God is as well.
All right. So I would like to ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us a little about Christmas Cold Case?
Yeah, so Christmas Cold Case is about a woman who returns to the place where she was born because she doesn't know anything about her parents. Her parents were murdered when she was a baby, and then she went to live with an aunt in another state. So she didn't have that family connection. She was feeling a little adrift because she didn't really know her mom, who her mom was at all. This aunt was related to her father. So she comes back to try to find her roots. She really would love to find out who murdered her parents. So she teams up with a lawyer, and someone doesn't want them to find out who parents or what's happening. So that's kind of the story. But for her, it was kind of a homecoming, and I wanted the story to be one that show that kind of redemption arc as well, that she could come back, and even though she'll never know her parents, she could still find a sense of belonging, a sense of family.
As I read the book, one question I kept asking was, who is this? Who is this that's trying to prevent Noelle from finding out, who killed her parents? And it really surprised me because I was like, I think a 30-year-old case, and I was cold case. I was like, what's going to happen? Is the person even still alive? The person who did this, because this was 3 decades ago. Mm-hmm. But when the whole thing came to light, I was like, wow, you did it. You sure did it. The book was amazing.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I'd like to ask you another question about Christmas Code Case. This is actually a question that I'm very curious. You can even say nosy even, because I'd like to know what part of you as an author did you, put in this book? What part of you as an author did you, yeah.
No, that's a great question, Faith. I think as authors, and this is how I do. I think there always is a little bit of me in the book. I think for me it was Noelle's, and that's the main character's name. It's her curiosity and her tenacity, because she really, she doesn't give up. She really needs to find out who were and who killed them. And that's a large part of who I am. I can be very tenacious. Someone's not going to tell me, oh, you can't do that, or this is not going to work. I'm going to find a way to make it work. I'm going to, get that answer to solve this problem, if at all possible. So that's kind of how I am in a way. So I made her like that as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's amazing. And I think I've been able to learn something from this, and at least this is my number one curiosity solved. Okay, so how long have you been writing? For how long have you been writing? Let's say professionally.
Professionally?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great question. I've been writing, really all my life. But I didn't really get serious about it until maybe 10, 13 years ago. And then I had my book published in 2019. So yeah, that's kind of my journey. And it's it has its ups, it has its downs, but I really love writing, and I really love writing Christian fiction. I love having been able to have my characters have some sort of faith journey as well, whether their faith is strengthened, whether they come to faith, whether they see God in a new way in their life. And hopefully my readers will be encouraged in their own faith. They will, maybe God will use it to help them think about him.
Yeah, okay. So I'd like another question I would ask is, you are a Christian romantic suspense author. Now, this is just sort of like 3 in 1. I'd like to ask, how do you balance this in your writing? Because there are 3 different genres. As a matter of fact, you could just write a Christian book, or a romantic fiction, or a suspense, story. So how do you? But in your own case, you do all 3. How do you manage to blend and give them the balance that I saw in that Christmas Code Case? How do you do that as a Christian?
Well, I think for me, I start with characters who are Christian. They may or may not have strong faith. So I really their faith is just part of who they are. Like my faith is part of who I am. And so I feel like that's kind of a natural. So there are conversations about God, their prayer, with, maybe some hard providences God has given them. That to me seems like a very natural outcome of their character. And as for the romance and the suspense part, I honestly don't think I could write a straight romance. I mean, I love the mystery part of it. I love creating that danger, that puzzle, if you will, that they have to solve while they're falling in love. And that kind of, in the suspense part of it, kind of creates that conflict and tension and throws them together, and it might pull them apart as they try to solve this problem and stay alive in some cases too.
Mm-hmm. Like that of Code Case.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the suspenseful aspect of your book. I once read something. I once read one of your what's that now? Email. Yeah, I received them because I signed up, for your newsletter. So I received this email, and you were, talking about, the kind of stories you write, how you plunge your characters into danger, and you lead them. They try to you put them into this mystery, or that puts them in danger, and they while trying to solve the mystery, they're also trying to save their lives at the same time. These are very it's very wonderful this to read. And I want to say something. I'm also an author, and I write suspense. So sometimes I kind of struggle with the suspenseful part of my book, because I'm like, oh no, you're not being Christian enough when you think about stuff like this. Have you ever had such struggles?
Yes, I see what you're saying, Faith. Well, I kind of look at it like opportunities for my hero and heroine, who are usually Christian, to show how loved Jesus would react to these stressful situations, because there is evil in the world. Bad things happen. Bad things happen to bad people. Bad things happen to good people. And really what sets us as Christians apart is how we react to that. So I'm giving my Christian characters to show how maybe I would react in that situation, what I would do, how I would think, in a way that I hope would, ultimately point to Christ in what they do, whether it's the prayers they say, whether it's the mercy that they extend to someone who just tried to kill them and maybe they're shot and they're bleeding and they try to save their life, for example. So in those ways, I think we can show that redemption, that hope, even as we have our characters go through these very tense, very suspenseful situations brought about by people who don't love God, who actively want either death or to stop, for some reason, our characters from doing this. We have the opportunity to shine that light into that darkness and through fiction. And I think that's a very helpful thing. That is hurting, that is seeking answers. And even though these are made up stories, we still can infuse them with the gospel truth. And that's kind of how I approach that being a Christian writing suspense.
Okay, well, that's awesome, and I really applaud you for that. Now I'm going to ask you a question. You said something earlier, and I also read this in your newsletter, one of your letters as well. You said you've been writing practically for all your life. Let's say you've been writing stories since when you were just a child, right?
Yes.
Okay, so who are your role models? Who inspired you to write? And when did you look at yourself and say, oh, I'm a good storyteller? I think I have an act for story writing, and I'm going to do this as a means of, reaching out to people. I'm going to reach out to people, to readers, through writing stories. When did you come to that realization? And who inspired you?
Yeah, those are great questions. I think I read a lot as a child, and I still do. And just reading those stories, and I had a very vivid imagination. I mean, I was always making up stories, whether I wrote them down or not. Whether playing with my dolls, riding my bike, walking my dog. I mean, I was always thinking of stories, daydreaming, you could call it. And I think that it was just always kind of a part of me, of who I was. And I think I always knew I wanted to be a writer. It was just something that I always thought of myself as wanting to do, as being. My mom was a great encourager. She still is. And she's my biggest fan. I love it. And, she encouraged me to write. She encouraged me to read. She gave me a childhood that was filled with imagination and opportunity to think, to rest, to read, to develop that imagination. I think that's key to any good writer. We have to be able to imagine all these crazy things that happen to our characters and all these stories. Yeah. So that was a big piece of it. And then as I got older, I just, the desire to write, the story ideas just kept coming. And, I didn't curious about it until, until I was older, and I realized I just need to stop dabbling in it, right? I had so many stories half started, never finished. And I said, okay, I need to get serious. I need to start finishing stories. So I need to start writing. So that's what, like about 10, 15, 10, 13, something like that years ago. That's when I decided, okay, I'm done playing around. I'm going to get serious, and I'm going to write books.
You are done playing around. So it's time to be serious and start writing books. Wow. All right. And you see, thank God that single decision you made has, really, 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 yielded a great fruit of success, because you've reached out to someone like me over here in Nigeria, and who knows, any other place in the world. Because I believe that great books flies far, without, too much, force. It goes far on its own. So I would like to ask, who are your mentors? As who do you look up to? Who is that author that you look up to? That you decided that, okay, I'm going to write I'm going to write in this line. This is actually my role model when it comes to fiction writing or Christian fiction writing.
There are so many wonderful Christian fiction authors, and for me, for romantic suspense as well, I love Lynette Eason, Lynn Blackburn, Patricia Bradley, Irene Hannon, Lisa Phillips. I read their books. They've been on my podcast. I admire them. They have done they write such wonderful books. And there's so many more I could name as well. But I think the Christian author community, the Christian fiction author community, is such a wonderful place of giving, of warmth, of acceptance, of all levels. And it's just been so wonderful just to talk with all kinds of authors and the support that we give one another. Like I think of I'm in a critique group. I've been in this group for years and years, and nobody writes romantic suspense in that group, but I have such sweet fellowship with these women, and they get me and they help me with my own writing, and they encourage me, and we pray once a month for each other in our writing. And that's just such a wonderful, I think it's just a wonderful way that the Christian writing community, we may be scattered all over the place. We may be in Nigeria, we may be in the United States and place, but we come together and encourage one another in our writing.
Yeah, being your brother's keeper, I think it's really nice, because I think that's also one of the charge God gave us, that's in the New Testament, through one of Paul's epistles, that we should always look out for one another, pray for each other, and encourage each other. And I'm so glad that that's what you've been getting. Talking about those authors, I really like their books. I've read Lynette Eason books before, several books. So I think the one I can remember now is Collateral Damage.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, I've read that one as well, and it was very awesome. It was very awesome. And I just want to tell our listeners that the first time I connected to you, was when I saw a link to subscribing
Mm-hmm.
for your newsletter. Then I was like, you said subscribe to my link and get a free book. And I was like, ooh, a free book. I can't pass that. I can't pass it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna click on this link because I want to get a free book. As
Yeah.
an avid reader, we love free books. It's we don't take it for granted whenever we can find any free books. So anyone who wants to connect to Sarah Hamaker should go on ahead and click on the link that will be attached to this podcast, and get a free book from her. The book is titled, I think, Dangerous Diamond, right?
Deadly Diamonds.
Deadly Diamonds. Sorry, Deadly Diamonds
Okay.
by Sarah. By the way, the book is currently on my reading list, and before this week runs out, I'm definitely going to read that book. I'm going to read that book. And yeah, thank you. So anyone who wants to connect, who's looking for a free book, an avid reader like me, please go on ahead and subscribe to Sarah Hamaker's reading list, and you get it immediately. Immediately your email address is verified. So, and I also want to tell them that you're also a podcaster. I listened to one of your podcasts. You interviewed a fellow author. I can't remember her name right now. But I think you titled that podcast "When is Romance? When is romantic suspense not good for reading?" I think that was what you titled it. It's a recent one, a recent podcast. You did it on the 14th. Yeah, 14th of this month, right?
Yes.
I remember because I listened to it recently, and I really enjoyed it. So, anyone who wants to listen to your podcast, where should they go to?
You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called The Romantic Side of Suspense. Or you can go to my website, sarahhamakerfiction.com, and they're all there as well.
All right. And what about your books? Where can we find it?
You can find them on my website, on Amazon. If other e-readers, they're available in Apple, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, almost anywhere you find books. They're there.
Is there an audio version?
I do not have any audio books yet. That's list, and I'm hoping to maybe get one out in 2024. But they're expensive to produce, so I have to figure that out.
Okay. We're seriously looking forward to that. But like I said earlier, anyone who is looking for a free book, don't waste time. Okay, just click on the link and go get a free book that will keep you entertaining. Yeah. So, and Christmas Code Case, a beautiful book. A very beautiful book. So I'm really, and as an avid reader, I'm endorsing your books, and I'm endorsing you as a great author. You're very wonderful, and I do hope you will keep writing. But I want to ask you one last question before we close. Where do you see yourself as a writer in, let's say, the next 10 years? Or is your writing journey is something that's going to be temporal?
I mean, I will continue, Lord willing. We always have to say that because God could have other plans for us. We never know. But Lord willing, I hope to continue writing, to continue putting, books out and connecting with readers and, encouraging writers. That's my heart. That's my goal. And I hope, like I said, Lord willing, that I will continue to be writing well into the future.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So thank you so much for that, because I am an avid reader of your work, and I'll really, really be anticipating more books from you. in future. So could you tell us a little about the next book you're working on?
Well, that's a great question. I'm actually praying and trying to figure out what that book is going to be right now. So I can't give you an answer. Usually I know. I'm just trying to figure out between two different projects which one to do, and I can't seem to settle on it. So hopefully soon I'll know, but I'm praying about it. Sometimes God I feel like he's telling me to wait a little bit, pray some more. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm trying to feel the leading of the Holy Spirit in that way. And yeah, but I'll be I'm thinking about writing. I'm doing a lot. I'm working on this holiday Menace promotion of this collection and other things like that, but I'm not actually avidly writing a book right now.
Okay, I was actually supposed to ask you this question, but it somehow escaped my mind, and I'm really sorry for that. But how do you give titles? How do you title your books? Do you do them when writing? How does it come to you?
Sometimes when I'm writing, I'll think of the title. Sometimes before I even start the book, I'll get the title first. Some like for Christmas Cold Case, I didn't think of the title until after I'd written the book. But the title comes first. It just really depends on the book. I've had them both ways, where sometimes I've known the title, sometimes I have the titles a struggle to come up with, and sometimes it's easy. But yeah, titles are fun, but they can be tricky as well. They can be challenging to come up with just the right title.
Yeah, I know, right? I've experienced something like that also with my book. I think there was actually one of my books that two of them, as a matter of fact, like that I tried publishing. I had to change the titles, I think twice or so, before I finally settled on the last one that I used in publishing it. Then, thank you so much, Sarah, for honoring my invitation. I'm so happy that you agreed to come on the show and talk to us about Christmas Cold Case, and also a little about yourself. I'm really, really grateful.
I really invitation, Faith. It's always wonderful to talk to readers and podcasters.
Thank you. And besides your website and the email, is there any other means someone could contact you?
My website is the best way. You can contact me through that. That's the best way to get in touch with me.
All right, no problems. And the link is also attached to this podcast, so for anyone who would be interested to reach out to you. And I think they can also get your website explains everything about you. So once again, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you came here, and I do hope that if when next time I invite you, you'd be willing to come, right?
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to come back anytime.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this episode. And from me to you, I'm saying bye-bye and stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you.